Hi everyone, Satnam. My name is Liz and I'm coming at you from We Are Valuable Media. I am a relatively new contributor here on the page, so I just wanted to take a few moments today to not only introduce myself, but also talk to you about something that I've realized is occurring in the collective that I just wanted to share a brief message about. First off, I would like to give a huge thanks to Terrence for coming into my existence recently and adding me to the page. I have been looking around and have been so incredibly inspired by all of you and what you're creating. So my hope is to spend a little bit of time with you chatting and really co-creating with one another to raise our consciousness through self-development and just through unraveling some of these wonderful messages that we're receiving together. So again, thank you for joining me. I have been a certified meditation guide for the last 8 or so months and realigned myself with my spiritual journey about 4 years ago. In traveling, I found meditation and it completely changed my life for the better. So if you're ever in the Colorado area and you would like to take a class together, please let me know. I would love to meet you. So again, let's kind of get started on this. So something that I've been playing with for the last few weeks and something that I think we all like to think about are the ideas of love versus fear and how to create abundance in our lives by breaking down some of our triggers. And chatting about this with friends and kind of spending some time with it myself, I had a few nuggets of wisdom that I wanted to share with everyone. And again, if you have anything to add to this, please leave a comment below. So let's just get into it. Why not? So there are really only two emotions in this physical 3D universe that we're existing in right now here on Gaia, and those being love and fear. It seems as though all other emotions are just variations of those two primary states. And love, just makes me happy just thinking about it, right? Love is this emotion that is associated with a deep knowing that everything in the universe is an expression of a singularity. It's that I am, correct? It is that singularity of God, of Source, and showing our interconnectedness together. Whereas fear is that like underlying perception of being separated from God. And it's really those two different stages of consciousness. Love is an expression of the oneness of all reality associated, again, with that deep knowing that we are an expression of Source. And now Source, and the way that I'm describing it, can be anything from Allah to Buddha. It can be you, it can be me, it can be we. It is really anything that we want to attach ourselves to. So by contrast, fear is rooted in the illusionary perception of separation in the physical universe. So love expresses itself as an urge towards unity, whereas fear wants us to create disunity and kind of branch off. So it's that game of separation, which is, you know, kind of interesting, right? So love knows the difference between knowing and believing, whereas fear is kind of unaware of the difference and believes that they are one and the same. So it's the belief versus knowing. Love knows that existence is eternal and that time is an illusion, whereas fear believes that time is very real, and that's what causes so much of the stress in our lives. And it is also aware of the temporary nature of like physical existence. Love knows that the universe is always in a perfect state of balance and that all is being created for us and not to us. So it's an escape of the victim mentality. As such, Love knows that the universe is perfectly safe, whereas fear perceives the potential threats all around us and believes that the universe is unsafe. Love knows that everything in the universe is an expression of itself, and that our so-called enemies are really merely a mirror of our shadow self that's being shown back to us. And love knows that true love is unconditional, meaning it judges nothing. It is no thing, correct? And love, it knows that it's not an oxymoron by stating that. Whereas fear expresses an emotion called conditional love, believing it is love, but it's not. And one thing that I've noticed in relationships is that instead of unconditional love, we like to say, I love you, but I will need this, this, and this, and then I will give you more love. So it's that idea of conditional love. And at its essence, source is love, and as such, love is the only real and authentic energy that is being created around us. So with that in mind, of course, these things sound wonderful, right? But how do we choose consciously to always live in the state of love in our human expression, which kind of makes it difficult sometimes? I have an exercise that I like to do, and it only takes a few minutes. I know that we're all so busy, but I invite you to try this exercise in replacing fear with love. So what I like to do, if you have a journal or a place that you like to write, I like to start by making a list of all of the ways in which I feel fear. And in doing so, I have begun to realize that fear plays itself out, the basis of fear, in just these daily activities that you do, and you'll start to notice a pattern. It's that monkey chatter in the brain. And you start to see, where do these fearful beliefs originate from? Were they modeled by someone in my family? Were they told to me by someone that I trusted when I was younger? And like, how do these beliefs hold me back in my life today? Do I keep them now? Do I realize I have a choice to let go of them? Or like, what do I do to actually change them? So I'll create my list of my fears. And then from there, I'll write down all of the ways in which I experience the feeling of love. And that in and of itself will make you melt. Whew, absolutely beautiful. So what I do is I'll then like kind of overlay the thoughts of love onto the circumstances and the beliefs of fear from the first list. So here's something. For example, sometimes we stress about money and finances. So that's a repetitive thought that plays out in 1,000 different ways throughout our day. So it's the idea of lack, not having enough. So the fear of lack, correct? But when I look at the love list, you'll notice that you feel an abundance of love, for me at least, being out in nature. So what I like to do is replace every fearful, lack-based thought about finances with love-centered. Kind of as like the idea of nature knows my needs and supplies for them each day. And then there are some that play out for us in our love relationships. So another example could maybe be that you can be fearful of not having an intimate relationship and connecting with the right people, finding your tribe. So that repetitive thought could be, I'll never find my person, I'll never find my people, or I'm destined to be alone and sad. Yet, when contemplating how you feel about love, you'll be warmed by the thought of a great friendship or a pet. So maybe transfer that energy of love into a positive overlay as I expand the love I experience from this pet or this friend. And I'm going to diffuse that to those around me. I'm going to transmute that energy into everything. So I'm magnetizing my life through those who meet me inside of the energy of love. And I think by doing that, it's really brought me to a state of abundance. So that was something that I just wanted to share today that's come up, and I hope that that brings clarity to some of us, or it kind of brings us back to something that we have to be reminded of sometimes. So if you have anything to say to this or would like to connect, please let me know. My name is Liz Tullo. Feel free to add me on Facebook or on Instagram. I also have a website called Consciously Blooming, and I will be here on We Are Valuable Media to connect with all of you as well. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch today, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Have a great day. Bye.